Hey champions, it is Monday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Did you have a great weekend? What did you do? Did you end up playing some Genesis? That's the important question that is on everyone's mind right now. I know two tournaments were hosted yesterday, one at Heads or Tails and one at Dragon World, and they had a few people come out and participate and play the game. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm so sad I don't get the opportunity to go and be there for the event. But at the end of the day, if you watch yesterday's vlog, you know, part of the reason is because I need time to relax and chill and just sit down and deal with what's coming in the following week. So that all aside, I don't have a lot of big new updates to talk about, but I do want to double down and talk a little bit about our event organizer, the Genesis event organizer that we've affectionately codenamed Geo. So let's get into that. I want to show this off. We've shown it in a previous Exploring the Library episode, but I'm going to do a brief kind of run through of the app right now, especially from the player's perspective. And then we can get into, I'll eventually put out videos on how to use this tool a little bit more thoroughly in the future. So let's throw this up on screen. This is Geo. If you were to log into the app right now and you don't have an account, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see that login on the top right, a sign up right beside it. There they are in the front and center as well. Events, leaderboards, contact us at the top. And then if we scroll down on the left side, we see upcoming tournaments. So there's a draft that's happening on October 9th at Heads or Tails. There's already 2 people registered for that. Learn How to Play event that's happening at Unison on the 10th. I think we know for a lot of these events, people are going to sign up the day of. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be there working with Unison about this. And then Yoda's Data is doing one on the 14th. Learn How to Play event. Constructed that's happening at Heads or Tails. Another Constructed at Heads or Tails. And a Sealed happening at Heads or Tails. So those are all the events that are happening this month so far that are logged in. And then you can see all the completed tournaments. So I was talking about there was an tournaments that was happening at Heads or Tails and Dragon World yesterday. So let's look at how that went. So this is the Heads or Tails one. And then this looks like the Dragon World one. So we can actually look into the leaderboard, see who won and what the scoring was for everything. So that's how the event, the tool looks like. If you're not logged in, you're still able to access all this. You can also check out the leaderboard to see what's the scores for everyone and how they're doing in rank with all other players. So you got Stevo here, the 2019 champ, sitting at 16 points. Right now, this is still in our beta phase. This was rolled out to different players at different times. Not everyone has had the same opportunity to try to grow their ranks. We're working with stores now to start creating some of these events. We're hoping to reset everything come in January so that 2022, we have a brand new season that we'll work towards and people can start competing and growing their scores together at the same time. So that's everything that's happening right now. There's also a chat with us. So if you're new to it, I guess my camera is hiding it right now. So let's see if I can move my camera. You don't need to see me right now, right? So in the bottom right corner, you have this chat feature. This will go directly to me. So if you have any questions as you're on this tool and you're trying to figure out how to navigate through this, you can just start chatting with me and I will help you out. Once you're logged in, you can actually change your account information. So if you're looking for events, you can come down to events. You'll see, you just need to start searching where you want to look for. So you can search by location or you can search by date. So let's look for all of the month of October. And there's a little kinks, so there's a little bugs that we're still trying to work out, but these are all the events that are coming up for the next little while. So you can check this out and then sign up for them and see how they go. Yeah, and then the last thing is if you were to go, once you create your account, you can change it and change your profile image. So I'm using Kun because I love that artwork. That's all I really have to say about the event organizer. The link is in the description, so you can go and sign up, create your player profile, and then once there's a store nearby you that starts hosting events, you can start jumping into it and start claiming your rank and climb the leaderboard. All right, let's jump into talking about our spotlight cards. So today I wanted to talk about Instill Vigor. I have no transition here. There wasn't any particular tie-in between Instill Vigor and the Geo, so yeah, it just is what it is. So let me just pull this up for you. Alright, so this 5-chi spell, Thymos only has a forward awareness, action speed, cast 9 aura, target summon and Instill Vigor's awareness, gains 2 HP. The next attack ability they play deals an additional 2 damage this round. And you can actually see that the flavor text here is created by someone who was a Patreon member, and they get their credit on there. So forever they'll have this card in Genesis's history that has their flavor text on it. Artwork done by Philip, and creator is John Rayner. So let's look at this artwork on its own. It's just awesome. Malik doesn't see a lot of artwork. It's hit and miss. A lot of people don't like the way Malik looks in some of his pieces, but I think this one really captures Malik really well. Just that power, that dominance, that stance, and then also tying it into the Chilean Hound, which is really cool. I love that feel to it. This card, it was originally printed in Raise. There's nothing that's changed between Raise and J2. It does have a promo version, which was a Patreon version. The extended art, borderless Patreon treatment that we're doing for a short time there. We're not going back to do it this way, but we're doing it a completely different way. Yeah, Instill Vigor looks awesome. If you're looking for that promo version, find people who are part of Patreon, and you can talk to them about trying to trade it off of them. Let's talk about this card. So when this card first hit the scene and people were playing it, I thought it was actually going to break meta in a lot of ways. The big reason is because it does say the next attack ability that's played, meaning that the attack ability doesn't need to go onto the stack, unlike Battlecry. It being at action speed does tie it down a little bit and does slow it. So if you're trying to play with a summon whose beckon ability costs Exert, or you're trying to, like if you have a Brook and you want to attack with the Brook at swift speed, you won't be able to Instill Vigor it until it comes down to your turn. So there are some drawbacks with this, but there's some amazing combinations with this, especially as more summons come out with area attack. I could see Instill Vigor with Gilded Stag being very powerful, because being able to do that area attack for 4 can definitely wipe out quite a few things. And then on top of that, they're gaining 2 health. So this card, all in all, gives a big bang for your buck when it comes to your summon. Excuse me. The only thing is you need to make sure that your summon's going to be able to land that blow, or is going to be able to attack. I think the best play here is Instill Vigor with something like Giant Scorpion, who rarely ever misses and has the opportunity to cross a vast amount of the board and deal damage. I don't see a lot of downside to using Instill Vigor. I think it's a very powerful card, and I think it should be played in a lot more decks. The big issue, again, we talk about this when it comes to 5G cards. A lot of times people are held back from playing 5G cards because if they don't directly lead you to your win condition, then they get kind of put aside. They need to be offensive, or they need to be a really good defensive. A really solid 5G card in Thymos is usually Rampage Shots. So Instill Vigor gets put to the side for Rampage Shots. But I would recommend, if you're playing a long deck, this card could be very powerful, because you're usually beckoning your summons right in front of you anyways, because you want to cure them. So you keep a lot of summons right in front of you most of the time. If you can cure your summon, and then next round, Instill Vigor it, cure it again, now it's up 6 health, which is already a lot for a summon. It doesn't matter what its starting health was. And then its next attack in is going to be an additional 2. This could really shift the tides for your opponent. If you double the Instill Vigor, the next attack's going to hit for an additional 4. That's crazy. So I could see this in the long summoner deck. I could also see this played very well in the Idris Titan deck, or Idris Monsters. that's a place where I would love to see this played, because having Lightless down is one thing. Having a Lightless that you Instill Vigor, so it's at 8 health and it's resisting a lot of that damage, it can definitely dish out a lot of damage. So I personally see this in a Titan deck, but where do you see it? What type of deck would you play with it? Is it a card that's on your radar? Is it something that you're going to be playing in the next little while? Or is it, do you think it's just a chaff card and you wouldn't play it? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and have a great day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.